Today, people living with albinism in Africa continually face stigmatization and discrimination. According to the United Nations, albinism is a rare non-contagious, genetically inherited condition which occurs worldwide regardless of ethnicity or gender. The lack of melanin pigment in the eyes, hair, and skin causes albinism. As a result of this, albinos are often misunderstood, marginalized, and killed because of their genetic condition. In Ghana, numerous misconceptions has been spread from one individual to another, even to children without any scientific evidence. They heard, they said, they say are all voices of ignorant people who have joined in championing misconceptions, myths, and stereotypes around albinism.
What I've heard about albinos is that they are cursed entities.
I've not seen an albino poster on the wall as in gone too soon, obituary, or call to glory.
I heard that the albinos they can't see during the day; they only see in the night.
I had sex with albinos cure HIV/AIDS. I also heard albinos cannot walk under the sun because sunburns and other stuff.
So I heard that albinos don't die and they vanish.
I went around looking for posters of albinos and I've never seen one. Like me per se, I've never seen one. I also think they say they vanish into the forest and turn into trees or something. So yeah, that's what I know about.
Different people all over the world have different perceptions with regards to individuals with albinism. Some mistakenly classify albinos as cursed, whilst others view albinos as harmful rituals. Again, there are no misconceptions that albinos are estranged entities. Then again, they insist that having sex with an albino cures HIV. How true are all these stories? It is very disheartening that people fail to appreciate and classify albinos as normal human beings. Have you thought of what if all were albinos? In a world where our differences often define us, there are individuals who challenge the norms and redefine what it means to be unique. Join us as we step into the extraordinary life of Suleiman Saidu, a man who has embraced his identity despite challenges he has faced.
I'm called Suleiman Saidu. I currently reside in Agokowi and I am a student of University of Media Arts and Communication. And I'm pursuing public relations with marketing.
Whilst growing up as an albino, how did you feel when you realized your color was different from other kids?
Growing up, I got to realize my skin is different from others, but it was quite normal. The different feelings only came when the society, I tried to interact with the society, like different people and all that. That was when I began to feel differently about my skin. And the only different feeling I realized was that due to that interactions with the society that made me feel differently about my skin was that some people relate you depending because of your skin color. So that was what actually compelled me to feel in a particular way about my skin.
As Suleiman's journey through life, the innocence of his childhood was met with the harsh reality of societal judgments. In social environments, he faced ridicule and name calling, a painful reminder of societal judgment that can breed cruelty.
Yes, even at home, I had to deal with people calling me different names and even trying to, make me do certain things I am not willing to do, such as, chasing me, calling me a mad person, or calling me a whole lot of names. But I just took calm and sometimes my parents intervened and all that. So it was quite serious growing up.
So why do you think they were calling you mad person? Why would they call you mad person?
calling me a mad person, I think it's from them because maybe they think a person with a different color is a mad person or something. So like they didn't know what to call me. Yeah, you understand? So me myself, I didn't understand because I was not indulged in anything that will make me look like a mad person. I was calm and I was sociable and all that, but that was what I received from the other end.
There are these misconceptions that the body parts of albinos are used for rituals. Did you ever felt threatened with this perception?
I felt threatened, but I going forward, I learned about it. You know, I felt threatened, but I learned about it. I learned how they do it, and we're taught to be security conscious wherever you are going. You inform your parents about it, and if anybody tells you something strange that you don't understand, you either avoid that person and also tell your parents. Maybe you ask somebody you trust can give you correct information on whatever they are saying. And also I was also taught not to accept things from people anyhow. Maybe accept gifts, money and anything. So all these things were just to ensure that I am safe in my own way. Okay. One of the common misconceptions is that albinos don't die. They live for a particular period and then suddenly vanish. They don't they are not buried like other normal people.
Is that true?
Not true at all. I've seen albinos dead and get buried. I've been part of the burial of some persons with albinism who naturally died. So it's not true to say that there is nobody on earth that would die and the person would not be buried. If the person is not going to be buried, then they are either going to incriminate the body or other style of burial. But talk about albinism or persons with albinism, we die naturally and we are buried. We don't vanish. We don't even have that powers.
What are other misconceptions that you've heard?
Okay, so the other ones are that persons with albinism don't defecate on Fridays or other particular days.
Is that true?
It's not true. Persons with albinism, they empty their bowels when necessary, when they need to. They do any other normal thing when they're supposed to do. The other misconceptions are also that persons with albinism are blind, which is not true. The persons with albinism, like, they are not totally blind. They have vision problems, and even their problems varies from individual albino to the other. To the extent I can see another albino or may either see beyond that or less than that. So it varies, but it does not mean that albinos are totally blind. They may be blind albinos, but not all albinos are blind. Our condition varies from person to person, and you need to understand that.
Good luck and bad luck are imminent irrespective of your skin color. But as part of the myth around albinism, Suleimana was wrongly accused of being the reason behind various bad luck myths for years.
The person was like, persons with albinism are a symbol of bad luck. So when you wake up in the morning and then the first person you happen to see, or maybe you see a person with albinism in the morning, that simply means that your day is not going to go well for you. So I confronted the person and then I asked questions like, how did you come to that conclusion? So does it mean that my parents are bad luck? Because they see me every day and they even hold me every day. So how come persons with albinism, or I am a symbol of bad luck to them. The other thing was that somebody called me a nickname. Persons with albinism, I have my name. Me in particular, I have about 3 names: Sohin and Suleiman and Seidu. Sometimes somebody will just come to you and neglect all these 3 names and choose a particular name to call you, maybe something like Ofori or
Call it a free.
yeah, something like that. And every tribe has their name of call, have their way, a generic way of referring to persons with albinism. So they will choose to call you that by their language or whichever way. I don't correlate that.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Have you ever been discriminated among your peers? Maybe there is a group work, you are among this particular group, and then they are trying to isolate themselves from you, or maybe you are eating together with a group of people and they are trying to avoid you. Like, have there been any form of discrimination?
Sometimes some people will find it difficult to accept your opinion or ideas. Maybe, for instance, maybe there is a group work, or there is a meeting elsewhere. Maybe a group work, as in the case of school, in a school setting, and a meeting as in maybe an organizational setting, right? So some people may not want to accept your idea or contributions in a particular session due to your skin color. They don't have any genuine reason why they don't want to accept your contributions. Meanwhile, you are raising a point that could help the group excel or the company excel, but due to your skin color, they are looking down upon you. So mostly, just as I said, the best way to overcome the discrimination is to learn more about yourself, and then the best way we can all overcome discrimination and the stigma of persons with albinism is to educate the public about what they need to be aware of persons with albinism, and then the misconceptions surrounding them. We need to get opportunity to clear them, and in that way we can be able to do away or discard the discrimination.
Have you also heard that they said there are some restrictions when it comes to professions for albinos? How true is that?
In every job, it could be true that there is restrictions, or some jobs may demand that there is some restriction due to the requirements of the job. But in the aspect of persons living with albinism, we only need the resources. For instance, if you say the sun will prevent me from getting the job done, we need a hat and sunglasses and also some protective clothes to be able to deliver. Once all these things are made available, then the rest is to apply my intelligence, then get the job done. So in every setting, persons with albinism, we have the ability, we have the capacity to deliver to expectations. We only need the resources. So there shouldn't be restrictions because of the skin color or because of our skin is sensitive to the sunlight or the vision problem. We only need the resources to support us get the job done.
Indeed, Sohini has said that there shouldn't be restrictions when it comes to job preferences for albinism. All they need is the resources, since they have the ability and the intelligence to also partake or do whatever it is for them to do. So can you kindly tell us what keeps you going amidst all these stereotypes? What keeps you going?
One thing that keeps me going is that I know where I want to be in the future, and I also know that my skin is not a limitation. I have my potentials and I believe in them. I know what I'm gonna be, and I'm working towards that, because now I'm in the tertiary. Maybe somebody would have thought that a person with albinism can't even complete junior high. so it's an achievement.
Still on the stereotypes, myths, and misconceptions surrounding albinos, come with me and let's find out from the health aspect whether having sex with albinos cures HIV. Is albino a disability? And again, are albinos prone to cancer?
At the Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons, a senior medical officer, Dr. Linda Chure, debunks these misconceptions and educates us on the concept of albinism.
I am Dr. Linda Chure, a senior medical officer with Adabaka Polyclinic and also a resident with the Faculty of Public Health, Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons. Albinism is a group of inherited disorders characterized by either decreased melanin production or no melanin at all. There are several types of albinism, but the common ones we are going to talk about today, that's the common ones generally, is the ocular cutaneous albinism and the ocular albinism. With ocular cutaneous, let me break it down so we can all understand. So with ocular cutaneous albinism, it means this pigment we are talking about, the melanin pigment, is lacking or reduced in quantity in the skin of an albino, in their hair, and also in their eyes. So generally, you see them with very pale skin. Some have pink eyes, white hair. The color of the hair differs according to the quantity of melanin. Some have white hair, some also have some brown hair. So that's the ocular cutaneous, and that's the one we commonly see. Then we have ocular albinism, where the pigment is lacking in the eyes of the albino. So they have pink eyes. So when you see their skin, you see their hair, you will see that it's just like everyone else, but then they are lacking the melanin in their eyes.
Is it true that albinos are prone to skin cancers?
So this melanin pigment that I'm talking about, as I indicated earlier, it absorbs harmful radiation from the sun or ultraviolet light to prevent skin damage. So if you are lacking this pigment, it means that protective factor, you don't have it. So albinos end up having more skin damage than people with melanin, and because of this, their chance of getting skin cancer is very high. So with skin cancer, they are more prone to it.
Does having sex with an albino cure HIV?
This is a myth. Albinos are just like us. They have normal development like us. They have normal body systems like us. It's just the melanin pigments that they have either in reduced quantity or none at all. So I don't know how having sex with albinos will cure HIV. It is not possible, and research has not indicated they don't have any hormone in them that is different from the rest of us. So this is purely a myth. No, having sex with albinos will not cure HIV.
Albinos are normal human beings just like any other person. It's just the melanin that they do not have. Dr. Linda advises the public to embrace albinos and treat them like how they want to be treated.
You know, albinos are just like us. It's just the melanin pigment that they don't have. We don't have to shun them. We don't have to stigmatize them. Let us treat them just like how we want ourselves to be treated. Let us treat them just like how we want everyone to treat us. They already have to deal with being different from all of us. Why do we also want to go on further to let them feel bad about themselves? Let us treat them just like everyone and welcome them into our fold.
Proving why there is no iota of truth in the misconceptions pertaining to albinism. There is a sound of hope for everyone tasked with albinism. As we wrap up this journey, remember, albinos are not scarce. They do not vanish. Having sex with albino will never kill HIV. Join us and let's rewrite the narratives of albinism in the future.